Time after time after time, Terry Crews is developing a pattern of answering questions that nobody's asking for the singular purpose of helping white people undermine black liberation, black freedom, and black solidarity. So today, Terry Crews went on Twitter again and said something really bizarre. He mentions that he has friends of every race, color, creed, etc. That's cool. Good for you. But he writes at the end of his tweet, "We must ensure Black Lives Matter doesn't morph into Black Lives Better." What? Terry Crews essentially went to Twitter to make an argument against a point that nobody's making, to argue against a possibility that is fundamentally impossible. Nobody in Black Lives Matter is arguing that Black lives are better. There's no moment in American history where Black lives have been deemed to be better by anywhere, by anybody. Even black people love them some white people. Case in point, Terry Crews. So it's very frustrating to see him present an argument that doesn't actually hold any weight. Why does it matter? Because when you say something that might technically be true, right, black lives shouldn't be considered better than anybody else's. But when you make that argument when no one's making it, you're simply giving a weapon to people who are trying to undermine Black Lives Matter. It would be like if I said, Girl Scouts should sell cookies, but at no point should they start selling cocaine at the table. Yeah, that's true. But there's no reason to say it. And just by me uttering that into the world, it's going to make people say, well, what are them Girl Scouts doing? And make them think that that's something I should be talking about. It just doesn't make sense. And this isn't the first time that Terry Crews has done this. A little while ago, he said, defeating white supremacy without white people creates black supremacy. Equality is the truth. Like it or not, we are all in this together. Nobody argues that white supremacy should be defeated without white people. In fact, the people who use the language of white supremacy argue that it is white people's responsibility to defeat white supremacy. So once again, Terry Crews is making an argument that no one is making. He is literally beating up a straw man. And he has a long and really problematic history of doing this. When Gabrielle Union said that she experienced racism and sexism on the set of America's Got Talent, Terry Crews decides in an interview on the Today Show to say,
first of all, I can't speak for sexism because I'm not a woman, but I can't speak on behalf of any racism comments. That was never my experience on America's Got Talent. In fact, it was the most diverse place I have ever been in my 20 years of entertainment.
So once again, he's making an argument that no one is disputing. No one said Terry Crews experienced racism or sexism. Gabrielle Union said that she did. And there's plenty of reason to believe her. We do believe Gabrielle Union. But when you, Terry Crews, as a black person, stand up and make your declaration, it necessarily undermines her claim. Time after time after time, Terry Crews is developing a pattern of answering questions that nobody's asking for the singular purpose of helping white people undermine black liberation, black freedom, and black solidarity. So Terry Crews, please, my brother, stop it. They will like you anyway. They will support you anyway. They will employ you anyway. You do not have to undermine black struggle in order to be in this. And you might say, don't put that on me. I actually believe this. Maybe you do. I'll give you the benefit of the doubt and say you believe all of these things. At the very least, brother, if that is true, then consider the impact that these kinds of statements have on those of us on the ground who are fighting. And you might be fighting too, but if you're fighting with these words, you're fighting against yourself.